All right, so let's recap some work that you did in 8th grade when you were solving inequalities. You can see that we have 15x is greater than or equal to 30. And when you did this in 8th grade, you divided both sides by 15. And you got x is greater than or equal to 2. And how you represented that is you had a number line with x on the number line. And you said closed circle because it included because of the equal to, and it was going to the right. Well, now instead of looking at one variable, we're going to look at two variables. So you can see Desmos is now saying, okay, instead of just looking at the x number line, closed circle goes to the right, we're going to look at the shaded part. So everything on the right hand side, a solid line because it includes it. And these are just some notes from a previous video in case you needed them again. So again, solid line and dotted line is what we have. Solid has an equal to, dotted line does not, and whatever is shaded are your solutions. So this is what you did in 8th grade. Now we're going to level up, okay? So we're going to look at graphing linear inequalities, and the only difference between 8th grade and 9th grade is instead of having one variable where you're only talking about the x-axis, now we're going to have two variables. So you can see we have x and y, but the process is exactly the same. You're going to copy the entire inequalities into Desmos. So here's the inequality right here, and that's the one we're going to copy. So y is greater than negative 7x, and please just make sure you copy correctly. Boom, and there's my shaded area right there. So these are my solutions, but notice I have a dotted line. What does a dotted line mean again? A dotted line means I have an open circle from 8th grade, right? So it was strictly less than or greater than means a dotted line. So we need to get 2 points from here and move them over here. Now, there are two ways of doing this. Whenever you have y equals, like you just have y on this side, we can make it a table. Oh no, I'm lying. We cannot make it a table. Actually, we can if I change this really quick to an equal sign. So I'm going to show you both ways just so that you can see, because that's what we've been doing the whole other unit. So boom, there are my points right now that I can transfer here. So I'm going to grab 0, 0 real quick. So I'm going to transfer 0, 0 right here. And 2, negative 14, I don't have negative 14. How about negative 1, 7? I don't have that. 1, negative 7. All right, so I can do that. 1, negative 7 is about here, and then negative 1, 7 is about here. And then we are going to connect that with a dotted line, which signifies, it doesn't have to be perfect, guys. It signifies that it's not equal to. The difference between 8th to 9th grade is that now it's shaded as well. So because we're doing it with two variables, it's shaded. So it's shaded to the right side. So please make sure you shade it. And you can represent that with lines like this if you want to, or lightly shade it with a color pencil. So that means anything on this side is a solution. Stay away from the dotted graph. So I'm going to say that again because it's going to be the big thing that we need. Okay, anything shaded is a solution. Stay away from the dotted line. All right, so these are ways of finding the coordinates, but remember, once you have y equals, you can get it into a table. All right, so is 0, 0 a solution? Well, what did I just say? Anything in here is a solution. Stay away from the dotted line. So please go ahead and answer that question. We're going to copy this just like we did before into the calculator. So 1 plus 7x, and then is less than or equal to 5. Now here's a problem. Even if I change this to an equal sign and try to make it a table, it will not allow me. So when you do have that kind of situation, unfortunately, what you have to do is follow these. Now you only need to master one way of doing this. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide this real quick. And then I see I'm starting around negative 6 to positive 2. So here's negative 6. I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to slowly drag my point. And what I'm looking for is when it looks like it's whole numbers. So I'm slowly dragging, slowly dragging, slowly dragging, slowly dragging. Okay, I saw something there, and there it is. Okay, so real quick, of course, if you have x and y intercepts, you can definitely use those. So let's go ahead and use our y-intercept. So at 0, 5, there's a point. So I'm going to put a point here. Why can I not use this? Because this is an estimation. So I can't estimate. I have to have it exactly. So what I'm going to keep doing is slowly coming. Oh, there we go. Slowly dragging it again. And we're looking. That was close, but it wasn't quite. All right, you're slowly dragging, and we're looking for when it becomes a whole number. That's what I'm looking for. And I'm going to zoom in. If it's not coming fast enough, I'm going to zoom in to see if I can get it. So again, you're just dragging to see slowly when it becomes a whole number. Oh, I think I saw something there. There we go. So wait, what was it? 1, -2. So 1, -2 is another point. All right, and this is a solid line this time. So we're going to draw a solid line. Do your best to kind of fit it, and we are shading this side of the graph. So everything here is a solution. Stay away from dotted lines. So here's my question to you. This line is not dotted, which means it includes, because remember, it's equal to. So is 0, 5 a solution? Is it on the shaded area or on the line? Because this time I'm included. Explain. All right, and if you didn't like that method, there are other ways of doing it. Corners. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly show you those same points with a corner. And again, you're just gonna choose the one that you like. So remember previously in a previous unit, I had you draw a box, right? So you see this goes 1, 1. So I zoom in till I see 1, 1. This is not going through this corner. I go here, boom, this is a corner. And I can confirm that by coming. So I can keep going, I can keep going. Here's another corner right here, because look, here's a box and it's going through the corner. So I can confirm it by going slowly. There it is. There's another corner. So if you can see these big boxes, just make sure it's going up by 1. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and this -5, -6, -7. You can use that one.
Let's practice.